Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the question that has been asked by many people over the course of time, but by now needs an answer. The question is as follows: how did TikTok get to be so popular that so many people are talking about it? So many governments are, interested in why it is so popular, and also so many companies are worried about whether their competitive position is going to be overtaken by TikTok. This question is very valid, right? TikTok is about videos, but it's not the first platform that has come up with videos. You remember perhaps Vines, right? Which was quite a popular platform back in the days about videos. Facebook has videos on it, Instagram has videos on it, YouTube has videos on it, right? So many platforms that have videos, and those are not that much on the radar of competitors, of governments, of us, and we don't care that much about why they are so big and so popular. No, how the heck did TikTok get to be so popular? And so we need to dive into this. One of the things, of course, that's quite intriguing is that this is a company that does not come from the West. It comes from the East, from China. This, of course, something that puts it on our radar. A Chinese company that deals with video. What's going to happen to our data, right? That's, of course, one thing. The other thing is, of course, that you have Google, you have Facebook, you have all these big companies that are already in the area of video. Now you have this small player, new player that suddenly has been growing so fast, the fastest growing social media company on the planet, which is the second thing, of course, that catches our eye. How is this startup, once upon a time a startup, able to fight against all of these incumbents, which is the second thing. But these kind of things are not really what made the company successful. These are only things that trigger our mind and that make us question how the hell TikTok got to be all over the news, and how it got to be where it is. But if you want to understand the success behind TikTok, you need to understand that TikTok is really able to supply to you, in terms of video, what you are demanding. TikTok is able to catch your mood, it's able to catch your interest, it's able to catch what type of character you are. And then based on that, it supplies the type of videos that you are longing for, and also with the music that belongs with it. So this sounds quite strange, perhaps. I mean, if it is able to supply the type of videos that you're looking for, then why did this lead to TikTok being so successful? On the one side, in terms of people using it; on the other side, of course, also in terms of income. Well, if you think about it, so if TikTok is able to supply to you what you're looking for in a very accurate manner, so really spot on. You are this type of a person, you're sad, you're happy, you are looking for sports, you're looking for fashion, retail, whatever. If TikTok is able to do that, it's going to draw you in. You become interested, right? It catches your interest, and with that, you want to keep on spending time on the platform. If you want to do that, your friends are seeing that, they also want to do that. They make sure that you talk about it. They also make sure that you keep on swiping. And of course, it's very interesting for people who provide ads to the platform, right? And of course, these advertisements, they have to buy into the platform, so they have to pay money for it, right? So TikTok generates money from this. But also, if more people look at videos, watch them, it means that also it becomes interesting for others who generate videos. This, of course, becomes a reinforcing cycle. And with this, if there are more videos and more people watching it, and if TikTok gets to better understand what's being watched by whom, then of course it also generates massive amounts of data. So let's dive a bit deeper into this, if you wish, because this was just a sneak preview. So if you look into it, so how is TikTok able to do all of this, right? So that's a very valid question as well. And so then we boil down to this word that we were kind of all talking about, but have quite a bit of difficulty understanding, which is the word algorithm. So if you think about it, TikTok is popular because of this thing that we don't know that's called algorithm. And so if you don't know what an algorithm is, if you're not able to unpack that, you're never going to be able to understand how TikTok got to be what it is, because it's not just about supplying the videos that people demand. It's about understanding what someone demands, and then able to pick the right video, and then able to match it in such a way that the person is successful, but then that the platform is successful and that the person is happy. But then TikTok also needs to understand that this match was successful and that this person got to be happy. So how does all of this play out? That's the question here. So algorithm as a word frequently said, not that often understood, only rarely understood. So if we are going to unpack the word algorithm, it basically boils down to a piece of code that through data is able to understand a person's profile, and is able to understand the database of videos that are out there, and is able to supply those videos to that person based on the information that the code got out of. This is the type of person, this is the type of video, let's match it. So how does it work into practice, if that's your question? Well, it's very interesting. The Wall Street Journal actually spent quite a lot of time in understanding how this algorithm goes into practice. It, generated more than 100 profiles, went with all of them on TikTok, and then, basically explained in an article how all of this goes into practice. Actually, TikTok also itself talks about how it basically makes the algorithm understand who you are, and how it basically also understands what to provide to you. But that's quite general stuff. The Wall Street Journal actually went quite into depth, and let's talk a bit about that. So first things first, TikTok ensured that the type of videos are quite standardized. It's a quite standardized format, and that of course also makes that the information that these videos have is quite relatively, at least, easy to analyze for this algorithm, right? The length of TikTok videos are clear, right? 10, 15 seconds, whatever. The information that these videos have in terms of hashtag, in terms of the category in which they are in, again, quite clear. There's some music with it, and this music, of course, is also analyzable, right? In terms of its rhythm, in terms of the pace, in terms of the mood, in terms of the genre, whatever. This also, of course, provides a piece of information about the video. So if all of these information about the video that's in quite a standardized format is brought onto the platform, then this algorithm, first of all, of course, checks all of these videos and understand, of course, that, okay, as TikTok, we have all of these videos, right? So there's all of the input for TikTok, and of course also all of the input for the TikTok algorithm. Then there's something more interesting, which is, of course, you need to match this with whoever is going to want to watch these videos. So the demand side of things. So to whom are you going to supply these videos? So if you look at the demand side of things, it's of course all about interaction. Which videos do people like? Which videos do people share? Which videos do people watch until the end? Which one do they swipe? And so basically also, how long does someone watch a video? And especially this last one, the Wall Street Journal says that was very, very important for this algorithm to understand who likes what and to what extent, because basically the correlation is that if you like something more, you will watch it for longer. And so what you then see is that this algorithm, on the one side, of course, analyzes all of the videos on the platform, understand it based on the standardized format, based on the capability of course, the systems inside TikTok to understand what video is what. Then it looks at how you interact with videos. And also for this, TikTok had a very, very interesting system of understanding what type of person you are. So what TikTok does, it first of all, it supplies you the more general, the more mainstream, the viral popular videos, right? The ones that have 100,000 views, a million views and whatever, and likes and shares and whatever. First, it brings these to your attention, because the moment that you register for the first time, it only has your basic registration information. Then it looks at, how does this person interact with these, viral popular videos, right? It looks at, which ones are you liking, sharing, watching until the end, and so on. Based on this, it tries to get a general sense of who you are, and then it moves to stage 2, which is it dives into deep and tries to look at, okay, which of these more niche videos is actually this person liking. So it looks into, first of all, broader categories of what type of person you are, then it moves into more niche categories, more detailed categories, and tries to, with much more finesse, understand what type of person you are. And then of course it bundles this general categories, the subcategories, and based on this you get the type of a profile of the person in front of you. In this case, for the platform, the person using the platform. Then, of course, it has the database. It has already analyzed what type of videos are on the platform, what is generated. Then, of course, it provides this to the person who was analyzed in terms of this broader category, these subcategories. So most likely, this person is going to like this video. Then, of course, it likes it. Are you actually liking it? Are you actually sharing it? How long are you watching these videos? And so on. If it gets positive feedback, meaning that a lot of likes, a lot of shares, long watching hours, and whatever, then it's going to keep on providing you these videos. The good side, of course, of this is that you got what you asked for. The bad thing is that you might actually not be intentionally wanting this. You might be vulnerable, and because of that, you might be watching mainly sad videos. You might be politically currently in a certain box, and because of that, you might be watching those types of videos from political point of view. But then the videos might end up self-reinforcing, and you might end up not getting objective information about certain sensitive political topics. And so the downside becomes that you end up in this self-reinforcing cycle where most of the videos you're going to see are videos that you have already liked, shared, and that you're not going to be exposed anymore to new videos. TikTok says that it is actually giving you new types of videos out of your genre to occasionally check whether you're actually interested in different types of videos, but the Wall Street Journal found out that actually this does not happen that often, and that oftentimes you're actually really exposed to the type of videos that you have already been looking. And so if you are depressed, sad, down, in terms of your mood, you might be ending up stuck in this dark rabbit hole that you're not able to get out. And so it becomes a vicious cycle in this case, not an optimistic, not a positive reinforcing cycle. So putting that aside, basically what you get is based on whatever mood of you is dominant, whether you're happy, whether you're into sports, whether you're whatever, what type of things you're interested in as a person to look at on a TikTok platform, and what you basically give as information to the TikTok platform, you get an ideal supply of those types of videos based on the algorithm that knows how to match the videos that are out there and what you're interested in. Again, what this leads to is that it's super interesting for people providing ads, because they of course want you as a person to see the type of ad that defines you as a person, or that you're at that point interested in, because then you might click on it with a higher likelihood. It's going to be interesting for who wants you to see the ad, but it's also interesting for TikTok, of course, because the better the algorithm works, the more people want to put ads out there on a TikTok platform, which of course is going to generate more income for TikTok. And this, of course, from an income point of view, a reinforcing cycle. If you look at it from a data point of view, then what you see is that all of this also works enhancing for the algorithm. The data part is key to TikTok's success, because the better the interaction of people is with videos, the greater the cue is to content generators that we should shoot videos on TikTok, because people are actually going to interact with it, like it, share it, and whatever. And so we're going to go viral and become popular and whatever, right? So the more this happens, the more often TikTok is going to see what is a good match, what's not a good match. The better the algorithm is going to work. Again, the more people are going to want to generate videos, the more people are going to want to interact with it, and so on. This also, of course, going to feed into, again, the ad part of the business. Is again going to lead to more income generation and so on. What's also interesting in this regard, in terms of success of TikTok, is that on the one side, the standardized format that TikTok gives in terms of the type of output that's out there on the TikTok platform makes it interesting for people to shoot videos, because it becomes relatively simple, right? You choose music out of the TikTok database. The length of your video is kind of clear. The types of hashtags, where you put it, how it's going to look like. So there's a lot of assistance in that regard, and the complexity with that becomes reduced. On YouTube, you can do whatever you want in whatever genre, category, with whatever length. That makes things a bit more complicated, a bit more complex. It's not for all audiences, but the standardized format, of course, also became mainly interesting for youth, right? People who just want to shoot a short video with a fancy music, and you just want to do it quick and dirty and whatever. And that is also something that drives the power behind TikTok, because it also, of course, led to a lot of youth adoption of the platform. With that, of course, also that TikTok did not check very well at first on the age, right? It had very loose rules on this, not that much monitoring. Increasing backlash led to stricter rules and stricter control on this area. An additional thing in this regard that also perhaps should be shared about TikTok is that the algorithm dives into less popular videos, right? I said first they take the more general categories, and then it dives into more niche videos. These niche videos tend to be less viewed, they tend to be less famous, not viral, not that popularized videos. TikTok dives into this after it gets your abstract categories of the more popular, of the viral going videos, right? So when it dives into these more detailed ones, it also means that if you have a good video, if you have a good TikTok clip, it means that TikTok is going to make sure that whatever new person is going to get on the platform, they're going to find out about your video. And this means that TikTok is also a tremendous platform for people who are unknown but are very skilled and have good videos to go viral, to become popular. And that's also something that draws a lot of people, also especially youth. Again, it draws in, because then people, especially in the YouTube area, in the social media area, they want to go viral, become famous, get their money through doing what they like, shooting videos about things that are of interest. They find their way in TikTok, because they find out that in TikTok, if you do something well, if you do something that's really going to lead to interaction, TikTok is going to make sure that people are going to find out about your video. And that's also one of the driving forces of TikTok. And then what you get is that on the one side, the standardization leads to high adoption among youth, but also generally speaking, more demand for TikTok, right? The standardized video format I'm talking about. On the other side, that you can easy go viral, get famous relatively easy on TikTok if you have good content. This also leads to extra demand for the platform, extra content generation, extra registration also on the platform. This leads to, because there's good content, a lot of content, hey, we should interact with this, let's see the new videos, new clips, I should be there, and so on. And this, of course, again, leads to an interesting environment for ads, but it also means that TikTok is again generating more data from this, more people to learn from, as an algorithm, to extract again more information about all the videos in the database, from all the people that are on the platform, what they interact with, what they don't interact with. This, of course, combination of ads with data coming from the algorithm that's able to very accurately match video database with demand, means that, well, here you have a success recipe for a social media platform, in this case TikTok. And then you see that competition, of course, trying to replicate this success. Instagram has come up with Reels, YouTube has come up with Shorts, right? And then you see all of this competition going forward, and the question is TikTok able to last, right? Is it able to fight out this battle? It has less money than a Facebook, less money than a Google, right? Which is the company behind YouTube. And so is the lead that TikTok currently has in this domain, is it enough? Or is, the resources that Facebook and Google have, is it going to be, in the long run, as their algorithms also learn, Is it going to be sufficient to overtake TikTok in a world where, you know, the West increasingly more gets polarized compared to China, looks more as it as, you know, they're different, they're after our data, they want to do something with it that we don't want, and so on. And in a world in which the West is going to try to bar the East, China particularly, from its technology, from perhaps its social media networks, from its youth, from its population, in such a world, is it perhaps that, you know, TikTok is going to lose pace and steam, and that perhaps, you know, Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts are going to take over? Who knows? But for now, in a level playing field, you see that TikTok is simply too good to be overtaken. And that's also one of the powerful aspects of social media. If a lot of people are using it, and if you're good in what you do, more people will keep on using it, and so nobody basically can overtake you. Network effects are here in place. And if you can also make sure that it's difficult for people to leave your platform, if you can lock them in and make sure that, you know, there's a reason for them to stay, then you're there, and that's all you need. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was valuable to you and that you understand currently where the success of TikTok lies. I wish you all the best in the world, and wish you, particularly in the COVID and the pandemic world, good health. Take care, and hopefully see you at the next video.